Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In continuation of the video on the order block strategy I posted a few days back, I'm making this video to enable you to have a better understanding of the concept, okay? So this is actually a clean technical analysis chart without any form of indicator. The trader's dynamic index you are seeing here is just here for the purpose of entry confirmation. So when you come over to the charts in the new week, let's say this is a Monday morning, I want to know the direction of the market, you should take your trades. So this is what you should do. Let's say this is the new week. So this is a new week. We're looking at trading. This is a new week. We don't actually have an idea what direction to take here. So the first thing I would advise you to do is this. All you need to do is to look at the previous week, mark your high, mark the lowest point of the previous week. Okay, so basically this is the high of the week, of the previous week, while this is the low of the previous week. Okay, so what you just need to do is to ask yourself now, which order block came to this low? Which order block is responsible for moving the price from this high to this low? So you know that it's this, and we haven't broken it. So it simply means that the order flow for this new week is also bearish, a bearish order flow. So all I will need to do is to, I'm going to take this off now. All I need to do is to come over to this week and watch. Now, remember, we also had this order flow here. Okay, we also had this other block here, sorry, that led to this drop here. Okay, so for a new week, then I'm going to put the marker here. Good. So it simply means that entering into the new week, I know that I'm still looking for sales. Okay, but then I'm going to ask myself, now I can see some yellow, some green candles, from some bullish candles, but they've not been able to break the order block. Okay, the other blocks that were responsible for this particular stuff. So I just know that that is just a retracement. Okay, so I'm still going to be looking out for sales. So I remember what I said, we take our entries on the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15 minutes time frame, so I'm going to come over to the 15 minutes time frame. Then I would look at this. So let's say this is the Monday. I look at this. How do I take my entries for a sell? I'm going to wait for the TDI to give me what we call one leg out of the band and one leg in the band. Okay, so this is what I mean. The one leg out of the band is actually what we call the shark fin. So the TDI gives me one leg out of the band and then one leg in the band. Then I can take my trades, or better still, I wait for what we call the MBL bounce. Okay, so I'm going to be making a special video on the TDI to explain properly what the TDI means and what it does. However, in this particular video, we're making use of the TDI. So that is it. I'll take my entry here and you see what happens. The market dropped crazily. Okay, the market dropped. You would have made if taking so much pips from this. And of course, looking at what we have here, where are you supposed to exit? Well, it is a bearish order flow. So you can be watching your time frame, your 15 minutes time frame, to see if the other blocks that are responsible for the main moves. Okay, for example, on your 15 minutes time frame, the move that brought you here, okay, this is the other block. This is the other block that brought you here. Now it retraced back without breaking that other block. So it simply means that you can still be in this trade. It retraced back again and it created a lower low. It retraced back without breaking this same other block. So you would have been in this trade. Okay, let's get going. So that's basically that. Now I'm going to take another quick example. So let's say I'm back to the H4 time frame. Remember, the period separators in the H4 time frame means that you are in a new week. Okay, so I'm going to take another example. So we've treated this. Let me put my marker here. Yes, I came into this particular week, but then the high for the previous week, the highest point for the previous week was this actually, and the low for the previous week was this. So now I'm turning between, am I supposed to be taking a sell or a buy? So what I'll simply do is to look at the other blocks again responsible for the highs and the lows. Where they broken? Now let's see. So the other block responsible for this particular drop is this green candle. Okay, so what does that tell me? Does that mean that Do I have any candle that has broken that particular candle? Yes. So that means this particular candle I am seeing here, okay, the green one, the green candle I am seeing here. Now let me zoom in properly so you can get to understand more what I'm saying. Now this is the candle that was responsible for this drop. Okay, so now this particular green candle broke it. It broke it. It broke this other block in the opposite direction. So it simply means that in the interim, I am going to be looking for buys. Okay, that's for the previous week. Actually, I'm going to come to this week because this is still on the previous week one. So in the interim, I was going to be entering buys. Now look at what happened. As it broke it, remember what I said. For you to take your trades, once another block has been broken, we call that a breaker. We call that particular zone where it was broken a breaker. So this is my breaker. This candle, this green candle becomes my breaker. Okay. And then the other block responsible for the breaker is called our source. Okay. So this is my breaker and this is my source. Now remember what I said. Remember what I said. The source and the breakers, they are actually zones. Okay. They are zones that you wait for price to get to. So most times when price moves up, they tend to retrace back to the breakers, the zones for the breakers or the source itself. Okay. And then they shoot back up. So I'm going to move over to the 15 minutes time frame so you get to see what actually happened for that particular week. Now, notice something. This is where price broke through. Okay. This is the breaker. This was the other block that was broke out of the other block, making us understand that we are gradually changing direction in the interim. Now, look at what happened. The market dropped back to the zone. Remember what I said, back to the source. Okay. And then what am I supposed to do here? I'll take a buy trade. I'll take a buy trade. And then I'm going to use the first resistance zone. Okay. Because what was going to go through my head is this particular order block wasn't broken. Okay. Sorry. What's going to go through my head is that the particular order block that was responsible for this particular drop, okay, since it has not been broken, so I'm going to be targeting around the place close to that resistance level. So see how the market rose. That's what I'm saying. So guys, this is very, very simple. Remember what I say, you take your entries, you look at the TDI, you must have what we call the one leg out of the band and one leg in the band. That is what we call the shark fin. It must give you that. Then you can enter at the MBL bounce. So see, you would have taken your trade here and you would have made some good pips for yourself, guys. So this is simple stuff, guys. Simple stuff. So I'm going to take another example to still buttress what I was saying. Now let's move over to the other week. Moving over to the new week. What I'm going to be thinking of is that's talking about this week. Okay, first let me take this off. Moving over to the new week, talking about this week. Okay, now I came into the chart on a Monday morning and I'm confused. I don't know where to take my trade. This is still my high of the day. Sorry, my low of the day, the previous week. Sorry, but this is still my high of the previous week. So, but what direction am I supposed to be taking my trade in? Then I'll simply look at this. Okay, so what was the order block responsible for this particular drop? When I look at it, has that order block been broken? Okay, the order block was broken actually. This is what I mean. This particular drop, okay, this particular drop to this low point here, okay, the other block responsible for it was this, or the bullish candle responsible for it was this. Now, what does that tell me I need to do? So since it has been broken, okay, it simply means that I'm going to be waiting for the market to retrace back to that point and give me buy. That's simply what I will do. So I'm going to go over to the 15 minutes time frame. I'm going to go over to the 15 minutes time frame. Remember, this is a new week, so this is on Monday. Now, notice what happened. The other block was broken. However, market did retraced back to that zone. Okay. Remember what I said. This is for the previous week. This is the other block that was responsible for this downward movement. Okay. But now the market did rose above it and broke through it. Okay. So that means this is our breaker candle. So it simply means that we expect what market to retrace back to the source. Okay, now market came back to the source, and from there, remember what I said about our entries. It's either you must look out for one leg out of the band, one leg in the band. So this is not so sharp. However, it's a one leg out of the band, one leg in the band kind of scenario. Okay, so you can enter your trade as soon as the green MA cuts the MBL. Okay, so we call that MBL bounce. So you can take your buy trade and then look at the pips you would have made for yourself. Okay, so guys, this is, however, when you get to that point, you notice something again, that you should be targeting this resistance zone. Now, look at what happened. The particular order block that's responsible for this drop, it has not been broken still. Or what I'll simply take it to mean is that the market went back there to retest that place to continue its drop. So since I entered a buy and it's somewhere around there, so I'm going to be entering a sell position from there with the knowledge of the fact that this guy has not been broken. Remember, so the market rallies and goes back to the breaker or the source for your entries. Okay, so guys, that's just very simple stuff. I want you guys to go over your chart and backtest this thing, and you get to understand perfectly all I have been saying. Let me take one more example. This is actually the Euro USD chart. I want to take another example on another chart. This is the USD JPY chart. I want to explain what's been happening in the market. Now, look at this. If you notice, the market did what? The market dropped from here, right? Initially, we had another block responsible for this buy moves. So the market rallied to this point, then did a little bit of a retracement without coming to break this. Market went up, went up, went up, went up. And at this point, attention, at this point, what did we get? Now, this is the last green candle, the last red candle, sorry, responsible for this buy, for this rise, for the peak we have here. Okay, so for the peak we have there, that's the last red candle. Then what happened? Let me zoom in a little bit in. Yeah, so this is the last red candle responsible for this movement upwards. Okay, then what happened at the end of the day? The market did what? Dropped and broke through. Okay, so when it breaks, remember what we said, once another block breaks, we have what we call a breaker. It's called a break. And then what did I say? I said that when market gives you a breaker, then the next thing is that you already have your source. So this happens to be my source. Okay, I believe this is very clear to you guys. So this is my breaker block, while this is now my source. Now what it simply means is that the order flow has been switched. What do I mean by it has been switched? It simply means that I am going to be looking for sells, and sells. So ordinarily, I know that the market would either retrace to the source and drop, or the market would retrace to the breaker and drop. And that's exactly what the market gave us. So let's have a look. This is our breaker block. I'm going to stretch it to the future. Yeah. So this is our breaker block. Okay. So it broke through this point. Now, what did you notice? Immediately after that, the market came back to retest the breaker. And what did we get? So this was a big sell opportunity. So I'm going to show you, put my marker there. This was a big sell opportunity. Now I'm going to switch over. So as soon as you notice price coming to your breaker or your source, this is what you should do. You switch to the M15 time frame. So this is it. You switch over to the M15 time frame. And yeah, the M15 time frame, what did I say you're going to get? You should expect to start looking out for a trade as soon as you get something. You should also apply your knowledge of order blocks, breaker blocks, and sources, even in this time frame. Actually, so sorry, I forgot to mention earlier. What do I mean? Now, you notice that the market was retracted. Then what happened? We got to this point. Okay, see the bullish candle that's responsible for this. Sorry, this is the last bearish candle, and then that's the other block that's responsible for this high here. Now the market rose to this point, and what happened? It dropped. So that means you should start preparing to go in for a sell, right? However, the market dropped. Okay, so that means you now have your 15 minutes breaker here. You have your 15 minutes breaker here. Okay, this is your 15 minutes breaker block. So what did I say? that means this is going to be your 15-minute source. So you're either expecting the market to go back to the 15-minute source to drop, or go back to the 15-minute breaker to drop. So what did we get? Market came back to the 15-minute breaker. So this should be your sniper entry. This should give you a sniper entry. And from this, you see what happened. Market dropped to give you some good, lovely pips till the next day. Okay, guys. So this knowledge I'm sharing with you free of charge. Okay, because for me, everyone doesn't have to go through the same stress I went through before I became profitable as a forex trader. So that's why I'm sharing this strategy with you free of charge. So I wanted to just give this video a thumbs up if you know that you've learned something today. Okay, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with your community, with your friends and family members, and also subscribe if you're first time on this channel. And I'll see you in the next video.